Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Erlenberg and it's under the command of Andromedaa. Battle's about to start. Okay, they're off. Now it's a 105 leFH18B2 and the leFH means for Light Field Howitzer. And it's a German gun built on top of a French heavy tank. Got 410 alpha and it will penetrate up to 53mm of armor. And you can see that Andromeda's already looking for a target, but he's scrolling out his aim. That's not the best way of doing it. The even better way of doing it is if you hold down your control key and then you move your cursor over the mini-map and then right hand mouse button click on the area you want to see and it will go there straight away. You'll be able to look at the area immediately. Much quicker way of looking at a new target. Now initially he's looking near that house. Now it's not a usual spot for Arty to be located in. Normally Arty would go a little further over to the west, but well, he's fired around in at that corner. I think mainly because there was some disturbance down there. You look for any sign that the enemy's been there, any disturbance on the ground, any walls knocked over, any trees knocked over. Those are the usual clues that tell you where the enemy has been. But he's found a target in the town now. It's an M4A1. He's dialing in on that target and he's ready to go. Rounds out. Just hits the building. I'm afraid he's in that little cubicle which is next to that square. It is fairly Arty safe in there, but not completely. You can actually get around in there. I've actually done so because there's a window either side. It's just a matter of threading the shell through the gaps. Now if you went to battle assistant move, you'd actually see where you can actually get the shell in. Anyway, there's a T1 heavy. Wasn't fully dialed in, so the shell missed. Try not to fire prematurely, because if you do fire prematurely, the shell won't go where you want it to go, because of course the shell will fall anywhere within the size of the reticule. And if it's not fully dialed in, it's a big reticule. Now he dialed in fully and he got a direct hit straight away. See what I mean? Fires another round in. And another direct hit. So the T1 Heavy now has to move because otherwise he's going to keep getting hit. Dialing in on the M4A1 and he pulls back just before the shell arrives. Okay, now we've got a KV-1S. Now there's those buildings that are in the way. He's got a red line from the buildings. He fires in, that shell hits the buildings in front. When you're using the overhead mode or God view, you actually don't see where there's obstructions in the way. With Battle Assistant, you can actually see where the obstructions lie. Okay, a number of targets been seen in the southwest corner, but he's certainly going to go for this Death Toaster. Fires around in. It's a long flight time, and yep, the target moved in front of the shell before it arrived. He's trying to judge where he thinks it might be. You don't get a whole lot of shells in the Fifi, so it is actually best to hold your fire until you're absolutely certain of your target. Well, he hit a target there because the shell disappeared without an explosion, but it wasn't the one he was aiming at. I suspect it was an S35CA that was seen in the vicinity, but he's now going after that OI experimental. Dialed in, rounds out, and direct hit. Gonna go for another one? He does. Oh, no, hit the building this time. And he kills the OI experimental with that shot. Looks like it was a penetrating round as well. Okay, KV-1S. It's got a little heavier armor. He fires a... that was a guesstimate that he would actually go through the gap between the houses. As I say, you get so few shells in the FIFI and you can easily fire them off very, very quickly in a game. So it's actually best to hold on to your shells until you're absolutely certain of the target you can hit. Or you guess that it will still be there when the shell arrives. He's going for that M4A1 again. He fires a round in and just misses. We've got some people pinging the map on our SU-122A. I guess they might be concerned about why our bathtub, the S35CA, is not moving. Also, the KV-222 is still back at the cap area. Rounds out on the T1. Oh, no, just misses there. Now he's pulling back into cover. He knows that so long as he stays behind that building, he's going to be safe. You can see there's a red line from the top of the building, so it's no point in actually wasting a shot. He's Arty safe there. And that pinger, which is the Striv M42, who's dead, is signalling to everyone that he has died, or I am died as Klaus calls it, by pinging the map incessantly. And of course, if you do that, you just make a nuisance of yourself to everybody in the game, and you might as well be blocked and blacklisted so that you can't do it to other people. So don't ping the map unnecessarily. All you will do is annoy other people, and they won't want to platoon with you anymore because you're an annoying person. I'm sure that he's actually trying to encourage these players to move further south, but what he's actually doing is annoying far too many people. And thankfully, at last, he stopped. Well, this lull in the battle is brought to you by a team who cannot be bothered to go and find the enemy. And of course, there's not a lot that Andromeda can do about it. If the enemy cannot be found, he can't fire at them. Okay, well, he's found the Skoda T24 now. It's been spotted by our guys in the castle. Fires around at him and misses. It's reloading again. Only got 18 shells left, though. Is he going to go for the bathtub? Rounds out. Oh, he's going to miss that one yet. Went far too long. You've got to anticipate where the enemy tank's going to be before you shoot. And again, he fired and the tank pulled back from the aim point. Try to anticipate where the shell is going, where the enemy is going, and place them both together. I cannot emphasize that highly enough. Well, the team is 3 tanks down now, and this time round Andromeda fires at the bathtub, but he's been killed before his shell arrives. Stug 4 got him. And on the other side of the battlefield, he fires a round snapshot at a P43, and of course he misses. If he'd let that one dial in, he probably would have got an accurate hit. He fires that round in, and he does kill the P43, and he did dial it in. You see, it does work. Let it dial in on the target. You're much more likely to get an accurate shot. So the scores are now even, but the enemy is now fairly close to our cap area, and that M4A1 is about to discover the guys who are hiding near the cap, including Andromeda. Now the enemy team has still got 2 Artys, so the moment that he's discovered, Andromeda's probably going to come under fire from both those enemy tanks. And the enemy team does have a FIFI and an AMX-13AM. KV-1S making his way across the river the unconventional way. And he got hit while he was in the water. And there's that M4A1. It's getting close. Rounds out and ooh. Unfortunately, he takes out the bathtub. And I think he's got the derp gun. Pretty sure he's got the derp gun. But he doesn't survive very long. And yes, he was seen. So Andromeda's going to have to move now. And I suspect that SU-122A was also seen. And he's not moving at all. And he's going to get hit very, very shortly by the enemy Arty. Yes, there you go. I told you. People don't listen. And if they did listen and move the moment they're spotted, then they would avoid these shells. But he's still been spotted. There's a KV-1S over there. And he's auto-aimed on. Now he's spotted. He's going to receive Arty fire. Yep. And that AMX-13AM will start firing at him very shortly because he will have reloaded. So he needs to keep moving. Fires another round in. Gets a hit on the KV-1S. Go for the kill shot. Should be able to get it. Yes, he does. Now move. Don't give the enemy Arty a chance to nail you. Keep changing position. They won't be able to follow you if you don't leave any clues to where you are. Okay, he's now aiming at that enemy thief. He's been found with the other Arty at the other end of the battlefield. Shell goes in, but it wasn't fully dialed in. He is now dialing in on target. Going for the AMX-13F3. No, sorry, the AMX-13AM. He kills that one, but doesn't kill the thief. He was right next door to him. But the thief next to him has been killed by the Panzer III-4. So it looks as if they're going to win this game now because the last remaining enemy is that Death Toaster that he saw earlier in the game. And he's been located as well. And he's scrolling out his aim, which is the slow way of doing it. Dialing in, fires a round in on the snapshot. Again, he misses. He's only got 4 rounds left. He needs to be more accurate. And he's going to miss it because it moved. He's got 3 rounds left now. So he needs to make them count. Well, he got that round in. Hit the target, and the Death Toaster is down, and that wins the battle. And it does appear that well, they've only got 14 kills, so that's a bit curious. But let's have a look at the end of battle results. It's an ace tanker for Andromeda in the 105 leFH18B2. He also managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 8. And he also picked up a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle. And this time round, he didn't shoot at one of his own teammates and lose the opportunity to get that high caliber. But his win rate from this game was 6,287, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see there he got 2,014 hit points of damage from that game. The Death Toaster on the, not Death Toaster, the Bathtub on the enemy team managed to get 1,484. And the next high score after that was the Bathtub on our own team with 1,091 and our Death Toaster with 1,052 hit points. When it came to kills, it was shared between Andromeda, who got 4 kills, and the Bathtub on the enemy team, who also got 4. And the next high scorers were the Death Toaster with 3 kills on our team and the AMX-13AM on the enemy team with 3. When it came to base XP, it was Andromeda tops with 968, the Panzer III-4 with 747 and the Bathtub with 574. Now he fired 40 rounds in that game, so only 2 rounds left at the end, 13 direct hits, 3 penetrations and 13 splash. Damage of 2,014 hit points, of which 1,739 were at more than 300 meters. He received one hit from the enemy, and it was from Splash, and that was from the Fifi. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and did 315 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 50,987 credits, and after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, took away a profit of 41,959 credits. He received 1 bomb for getting the high caliber, and 1,452 XP times 2 for the first victory, a mission completion reward of 2,904, and of course a bonus because this is a premium vehicle of 581, so he took away 6,389 experience points altogether. So it was a good replacement for the previous replay, where he actually did miss out on a high caliber because he made a shot at one of his own teammates right at the start of the battle because he was fired on, and so he lost his high caliber for doing team damage. But in this particular instance, he actually did get the high caliber and an ace, but it would have been just so much better if he'd let the aim dial in on the target before shooting and was more cautious about how many rounds he fired at targets he couldn't see, because obviously that would just be a wasted round. You don't get enough ammunition in the Fifi to actually justify blind shooting wildly, and it sometimes actually does help to just hold your fire and wait until the enemy comes visible again. But even so, an ace tanker, you can't deny that, and a high caliber as well. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button. Share this video around if you want to learn something about Arty, and pass on the information to other people. Thanks for watching.